I was smiling at you all on my way in under my mask. So very good to see you here. Very warm welcome to all and a heartfelt thanks from our vendors for your attendance. My name is Louis MacDonald and it's an absolute pleasure to be your auctioneer, of course, but simply here guiding you on your journey to ownership this afternoon. And of course, welcome to those watching via Auctions Live. There are a number of introductions and acknowledgements before we begin, just to get out of the way. First of all, to our vendors, thank you for entrusting EVES with the marketing of your property. It's been an absolute pleasure. Of course, our auction team on my right, your left, Mr. Tony Grindle, who will be assisting you if required. At the back there, our General Manager, Tanya Swain, and of course, on the left of Tanya, we have our Sales Manager, Nikki Tracy. Arguably the hardest job of today, though, is carried out by the angels on the right, Robin and Sharney, who will be assisting with the technology on display. When we commence the bidding will be displayed on the screen, so at some point if you do get lost, just glance to your screen to set you right. Of course, buyers, I will take you through the conduct of auction. Of course, buyers, you will have received a copy of the terms and particulars from which we work. It should come as no surprise that our vendor has set a confidential reserve. Subject to that reserve price being reached, the highest bidder shall be the lucky purchaser. I may nominate the sum in which bidding may be increased, however, not here to place any limitations on you, so I do welcome your strategy. Our owners have given me the exclusive right to bid on their behalf. That is what we refer to as the vendor bid. Any vendor bids that I place will be clearly identified to you as such. Ironically, I shall use the term vendor bid. Any vendor bids that are placed will be placed only at a level where the property is clearly not for sale and well below that reserve price. Around the room you will see a number of agents today bidding by telephone. I have cited the relevant telephone bidding authorities for them to do so, so bid confidently against your competition here in the room. If you are happening to be bidding on the behalf of someone that's not in the room, I will need to cite the relevant documentation, otherwise I will assume that you're bidding on your own account. Very unlikely, buyers, but I may refuse a bid if I do not deem it in the best interests of our owners. If a dispute does happen to arise during the bidding, I will simply determine that dispute by returning to the last level of undisputed bid and proceed forward from there. On the fall of the hammer, buyers, your obligations are twofold. If you happen to be the lucky bidder, I'll ask you to do two things. Sign your name on the memorandum of contract and pay a deposit equal to a mere 10% of that purchase price. Buyers, that is your only obligations today. So folks, if you do require any assistance, our auction team are happy to assist you there. So that brings me to lot number 1. Our owners proudly offer up for sale 2 at Brighton Road, more formally described as an estate and freehold, comprising of a sum 809 square metres, that's just shy of the quarter-acre Kiwi Dream here on Brighton Road, being Lot 3, Deeds Plan 165 with a record of title, Volume NA 760, Folio 289 of the North Auckland Land Registry. Vacant possession awaits you with a settlement scribed at 21 days after the date of this agreement, so 3 weeks from today, the keys could be yours. An extensive chattels list included, which remains unchanged, and I note here the security system, which I doubt you'll ever feel a need to use in such a friendly little street at Brighton Road. So, bidders and buyers, I'd like to say what an absolute pleasure it was to market this property. Popular in every way with the character of the iconic New Zealand Art Deco architecture, the practicality of the utility spaces in the shed, and of course the location. A wonderful positioned, fine piece of Kensington land. Ample accommodation provided by the duality of bedrooms plus the bonus of a well-proportioned sunroom. Choice of living areas with a formal lounge plus a conservatory. That conservatory perfectly positioned north-facing to encapture all-day sun. That inner city suburb amenity on offer for you here today, folks. Schooling, restaurants, cafes, all but a hop, skip and a jump from your front door, including the renowned Young's Grocers, where I do believe that you get the best lemon drizzle tea cake in the city. I certainly have enjoyed marking that property over the past few weeks. An expansive section boasting of some 20 square metres more or less off-road frontage on Brighton Road. Manicured gardens, admired by the neighbours, a safe haven for children, and an ideal setup for those weekend barbecues as we come into the warmer weather. So that's enough from me, folks. I would like to hear from you. Who would like to sit on that conservatory having a lemon drizzle tea cake? As I ask you now for an opening bid, opening offer.
600.
At 600,000 at the rear of the room, 600,000, and I'll take a mere 10,000 on top to keep us going. At 610,000, welcome into you, sir, against you principally on my left, your right, at 610,000 over here.
630.
At 630, you jump up 20. Would you like to fight fire with fire and go 20 again?
650.
Take the 10 at 650, thank you, sir. At 650,000, it's a 2-horse race at the moment. You're all welcome to join in. 660, 10 again on top. At 660, 10 again on top.
675.
675, good rise and a wonderful building. Welcome into you. At 675,000. 685. At 685,000, sticking with the 10s. I like your strategy, sir. Would you like to match them again at 690? 690. 690. 691.
700.
700. At 700,000. 705. 705,000 the bid now.
710.
At 710,000.
715.
715. 715 again.
720.
At 720. At 720,000 at the back of the room.
730.
730, good bid and welcome into you. 730.
735.
735. At 735.
750.
750 at
750.
750 at the end of the room.
760.
At 760 now. Playing a good game. 760. Sing your best. All done. At
770.
At 770 now.
775.
At 775. At 775.
780.
At 780 now.
785.
Hard to pick the pattern. At 785 against you again. 785, are we all done?
790.
At 790,000 now.
8.
798 or 800?
7. Sorry, what was the bid?
790 is the bid.
795.
At 795. At 795,000, I call it once now. At 780.
800.
At 800,000. At 800,000. 800,000 once.
805.
805,000. 805,000 against you on the phone. Have to be fair now, calling it once now at 805,000. Twice. 810,000. At 810,000 the bid, in the lead at 810,000, calling it once now.
815.
815 at 810, 815,000. At 815,000 the money now. First at 815. Second call at
825.
At 825,000. At 825,000, and we are on the market and selling. At 825,000, make no mistake, the keys are off the hook. Once now at 825,000. Twice now at 825.
8:30.
At 8:30 and welcome back. We're at 8:30. We're at 8:30, Richard.
8:35, yeah.
At 835. At 835. Calling once at 835.
8:36.
836. I'll take your one. You've been a good sport. At 836. At 840 at the back of the room. 840 at the back of the room. We've seen your best.
8:45.
845,000. 845,000. The money here. Are we raising again? Are we all done? Quickly now. 845,000 for the first time. We are on the market, make no mistake, Richard. 845,000 now for the second time, selling away 20 square metres more or less on Brighton Road. Pure road frontage, prime location. That lemon drizzle cake. 845,000 for the third and final time. It is going. Are we all done? Permission to sell. It is going. Permission to sell. Thank you. It is going, and it is gone and sold. Congratulations to our successful purchasers. Of course, the deepest commiserations to those that tried. Our vendors wholeheartedly welcome you and thank you for your attendance. Lot number 2 will commence at 4:30. Well, a very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen, and the warmest welcomes to you all. And of course, a great big thank you on behalf of our owners for your interest in lot number 2 here today. So of course, buyers, my name is Louis MacDonald. I'll be your auctioneer, but simply here to guide you on your journey to ownership. Around the room, you will see a number of folk who I will introduce to you. Starting off and leading our auction team on my right, your left, we have Mr. Tony Grindle, our company director. At the rear of the room, we have our general manager, Tanya Swain, and floating around, doing all the hard work, is Nikki Tracy, our manager in charge of the sales department. And of course, very special acknowledgement and thank you to our vendors for entrusting us with the marketing of your property. And of course, on my right, arguably the hardest job of today's proceedings, we have Robin and Sharni assisting with the technology. For whatever point, if you do get a little bit lost, the bids will be displayed for you on screen. So just glance up there to set us all right. Of course, buyers, Melanie has been doing a tremendous job, certainly an expert in this neck of the woods. She will have ensured that you have been provided a copy of all the documentation to aid you in your purchasing decisions. And I will refer to that documentation. You will have been provided with a copy of the auction terms and particulars from which we work. It should come as no surprise to you that our vendors today have set a confidential written reserve. And subject to that reserve price being reached, the property will be sold to the highest bidder. I may nominate the sum in which bidding may be increased. However, I very much welcome and look forward to your chosen bidding strategy. Our owners have given me the exclusive right to bid on their behalf. That is what we call the vendor bid. Any vendor bids I do place will be clearly identified as such, and they will only be placed at a level which is well below that reserve price where the property is clearly not for sale. Any vendor bids will be identified, ironically using the term vendor bid. Around the room we have no agents bidding by proxy for lot number 2, so the competition is in the room among us. Very unlikely buyers, but I do have the right to refuse a bid if I do not deem it in the best interests of our owners. If a dispute does happen to arise during the bidding, I'll simply determine that dispute by returning to the last undisputed bid and proceed forward from there. Won't do that, there's a baby in the room. On the fall of the hammer, if you happen to be the successful purchaser, your obligations are twofold. Sign the memorandum of contract and pay a deposit equal to 10% of the purchase price. Buyers, that is your only obligations today, so if you require any assistance, the good team at EVES are floating around the auction room. Stick your hand up that I may count it as a bid. So with that, I bring you to lot number 2. Proudly up on the block we have 77A Tarewa Road, Morningside, more formally described as an estate and freehold comprising of a sum 1,656 square metres more or less, being lot 2, deposited plan 498002 with a record of title 736796. Vacant possession awaits you with a settlement noted at 21 days after the deal's agreement. So in 3 weeks, the keys will be yours. The chattels list is extensive and remains unchanged. So with that, certainly 77A Tarewa Road, 10-year speaks volumes about a home. Our owners have proudly resided here for some 17 years, meticulously maintained and beautifully presented for you today. Conveniently located close to that CBD, of course with a rapidly growing city population, convenience is becoming certainly the lifestyle of choice for many. Situated so close to the city centre, no more long drives home or waiting in traffic, the opportunity is here. Tucked up a driveway, best of both worlds on offer at 77A Tarewa Road. Not only the convenience of the location, but the reclusiveness of the position. With the house tucked up that driveway, ensuring privacy, certainly a retreat in the heart of the city. Great design, with those elevated decks soaking up that morningside sun. Afternoons with friends, family on those decks admiring the views of the city, and of course those Western Hills drive. Western Hills will become part of your Friday after work routine. Cleverly designed layout with those living areas seamlessly flowing again out to those expansive decks. Quality kitchen making all that entertaining an enjoyable task, and those bedrooms carefully positioned for those wishing to relax away from that cacophony of a family household. Convenience of city living here, folks. Privacy of an oasis, and not forgetting the spaciousness of the section with the concept plans to add accommodation or a shed. So who would like to enjoy that morningside sun sitting on those expansive decks at 77A Tarewa Road, as I now place myself in your hands as I seek for an opening bid, opening offer. We've all come to a silent auction today. Opening bid, opening offer, what's that number to be? Something fair and reasonable to get us started.
I'll start at 700.
Thank you, sir, and welcome into you at 700,000 at the rear of the room. At 700,000 at the rear of the room with my lamplighter. At 700,000, and I'll take a mere 10,000 on top to keep us going. 700,000, looking for 710. I'm calling it once now at 700,000. Twice now at 700,000, chasing down that mere 10,000 to put yourself in the lead. 710, welcome into you, sir. 720. 720 against you at the rear of the room principally. Can I call it 730 on your behalf, sir? At 730,000 on the nod, calmly done with good start. At 730,000.
750.
At 750, taking a jump off 20, wonderful bid and very good strategy applied there at 750,000. 755, wouldn't raise it to 10, sir? At 755 it is. 755,000. 755,000 is the bid.
You'll get 760.
At 760,000. 760,000. What sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. 5 and 5 at 760,000. 765. At 765,000. Against you now, we're at 765. Give you but a moment to consider your options. First now at 765,000. Second call now at 765,000. I'll take another 5 to put you in the lead.
So what was it, mate?
We're at 765,000 against you, sir. Take another 5 to put you in the lead. On my second call, finger on the third's nearly up. Third call now at 765,000. If I hear no further bidding, I'm going to pause and adjourn the auction and talk to the gentleman in the front. An opportunity to negotiate with the owners. No further bidding? Very well. Bidding music, please, Natasha, while we talk with the gentleman in the front. Thank you so much for your patience, folks. During our conversations, our bidder has raised your bid to 775,000. You can confirm that. And we've had some instructions for our owners. We are not for sale. However, the highest bidder at this point will be given the first rights of sole negotiations with our sellers. We're keen to sell today, not for sale, but the highest bidder will have the right to negotiate solely with our owners. So I give you but a moment. You are in the lead, sir, and I give you but a moment to consider your options. Put yourself in the lead, currently at 775,000. I seek an increment above that. Should I suggest 5 to put yourself in front? But I do look forward to hearing from you. At first call at 775. Second call at 775. I have to be fair to the gentleman in front. Have I seen your best today?
It is thank.
The gentleman in front will get the first rights to negotiate if I do not see anything further. Thank you. Third call now at 775,000. Very good. We're going to pause that again and we'll discuss with the gentleman in front. You folks, our highest bidders will be negotiating with our sellers. They're keen to get a deal together, so I formally pass the auction in. Thank you so much for your attendance today. The good team at EVES are floating around the auction room, happy to assist you on your journey to ownership. Thanks for attending. Thank you.